This is the air handler, and it has a problem with the condensing coil freezing, and this whole area gets drenched wet. And they're blaming me, saying that I'm the reason because I prop my feet up outside on the front porch of my house that I pay for on time every month. And because I prop my feet up every month, or I prop my feet up on my front porch of my home that we keep very clean. You see, nothing on the floors. You see, everything is nice and neat. I mean, as neat as it can be for moving from a 3,600 square foot home into a 2,000 square foot home with 2 little girls. You know, I mean, this is kind of like, you know, I mean, we own all this furniture and stuff. We put up a couple shelves. We asked permission in the beginning. They said no problem. This is our house. Here's some pictures. Family pictures. My son is in the service. I have a wall of him in the service. You know. There you go. Let's go upstairs. This room right here, it has air conditioning vents, but none of them work. I had to put this AC unit in because the air conditioning doesn't work up here, which they informed me of. There's a vent here, and I believe there's another vent down here somewhere.
And here is our dollhouse.
Riley, you're a nut. You're a nut, Riley. And there's that vent down there. That's Riley. That's my little girl. And the lady comes up with new rules telling me that it is a law that I keep my air conditioning on 100% of the time because that's what freezes up air conditioning units. It has nothing to do with that, I don't believe. I've been an electrician for 28 years, but I'm not saying anything about that. Respectfully, sorry, we just did laundry. We just came back from a trip to see my son graduate from advanced individual training. But considering this house looks pretty clean, floor-wise, we take care of it nicely. This is my front porch, right here. I smoke cigarettes. Here's a couple cigarette butts. I clean it out frequently. He has a video camera over there that watches me all the time, which, you know, is understandable. But this is our house. It's our pretty little house, and we pay our rent on time. Come on, Riley.
Why did you close the door?
And here's our basement again. Make sure you get this. And ever since I've been here, this right here, it leaks through this door. You can still see a little bit of water on the floor. I've moved everything and tried to figure out where the water's coming from, but I can't. I've asked him to help, you know, and this belongs to him, and he told me that the reason he left this unit down here is so I can vacuum up the rainwater that comes inside the house when it rains, which, you know, being a landlord, he should fix that. That should be something that they should fix, I would think. I know if I owned the house, I would fix that. And here's the air handler. Now, respectfully remember, we moved from 3,600 square foot home into a maybe 2,000 square foot home, 1,800 square foot home. You know, trying to get some laundry done. We just came back from vacation. It's my generator. So a bunch of our stuff. We try to keep pathways around everything. You know, I try to keep everything neat and clean outside. Everything they've asked me to do, I've done. They told me that it's a law and it's supposed to be in the contracts that you leave your air conditioner on 100% of the time. That's, I don't know what it is. I've never heard of that, and I'm 45 years old, and I've been renting since I was probably 19, and I've owned the house for 9 years, and I know I had to have the coil cleaned once when I lived there. When I lived there for 9 years, I had to have the coil cleaned once. There's my gauges. I know how to check the Freon levels. Here's my can of Freon that I have. This is R22. This was given to me. I actually bought this years ago from a friend of mine in Florida. I've been an electrician for years. It's very provable. And try not to disrespect anybody, but you know, you got somebody that comes out as violent as he is. I would love to see it, but I just want to say that I think we're pretty clean people, you know. And there's my son. It's in the Army, like I said. No pictures on this wall. There was a lot of these, you know, tacks on the wall to begin with. You know, if you go into our bathroom, here's our shower. Riley just went to the potty, so we have to flush the toilet. But, I mean, we keep our stuff clean. There's our bathing suits they wore at the beach yesterday. I mean, if you look, everything is pretty clean. When we moved in here, there was no aerators on the faucets. The front one here. Or this one here. Or this one here. There's no aerator here. I had to put both of those on. I mean, there's a cabinet. There's one cabinet. It's a snack cabinet. And this cabinet right here, I had to put this in myself. We hung this picture here because we just didn't have a room for it, and it's a very, very expensive picture. I think we take care of it okay. Just having problems with our landlords. We live at 2138 6th Street, Bristol, Tennessee, 37620. We rent from Larry Leonard and Michelle Leonard. They live straight across the street. I could show you their house. It is right over there. And they have video cameras that watch us, which is cool. I mean, there's no disrespect in that. But I just, hey, you know, I think somebody that pays their rent all the time, we don't drink, we don't party, we don't have anybody over ever, you know, I don't understand what their deal is. But also, I wanted to show you the back patio.
Here's our back
Riley,
patio.
This is our back patio. Right here. Get something out of the car. It's a folder for my daughter's school. And then here's all of our patio and everything. Nice. We keep it pretty clean. Here's another ashtray I have outside. I respect them. I understand 100%. I would do the same thing. I wouldn't even smoke in my own home. My name is Robert Schenker. We started renting from them. We gave them our first payment on December 11th, 2014. We moved in on January 1st, 2015. We had rented from our previous owners for 2 years in a 3,600 square foot home at 134 Mapleview Drive, Bristol, Tennessee 37620. It's right down the street. In fact, the only reason we moved out of there was because our electric bill was as much as our mortgage payment. Our rent payment was $900 a month in the winter time to warm the house up. The electric bill would be around, this thing's blinding me. Our electric bill would be around $700 a month, $680 a month. And in the summertime, it would run $380 to... what was our cheapest bill, Carmen?
$320.
Maybe $320. Maybe $320 in the old house. Yeah. Our bill was maybe $320 in the old house. Just kind of curious on what goes on. Just gosh, I don't understand it myself. I really don't. But life goes on. I just wanted to document this on this day. This is the 3rd of August, 2015. I have another video of him coming out right now and just yelling at me because I took a picture of the air conditioning unit just because I wanted to ask my friend how old the unit was, because he works for Aloha Air Conditioning Incorporated in Florida, which employs many employees. Jim, what the heck is his last name? Gosh, I can't even remember his last name. Jim owns it. And Jared Wilder runs the shop. And they probably have 11 or 12 employees constant, and then miscellaneous employees on top of that. Aloha Air Conditioning. My friend Steve Stewart worked for him for 20 years before that. He passed away probably in 07 or 09, something like that. Somewhere in that area. And he had taught me a lot about ACs in that time. The problem is that we're having a lot of leakage on the bottom floor, and they give me a vacuum cleaner to vacuum the leakage up instead of fixing the problem, and they get mad because I go out that door to smoke cigarettes at my house that I pay rent for.
Never been late.
Never been late.
Ever.
Never been late on the bill. Never given them any problems. Just want to make sure this is documented, that's all. And also, another thing is every switch in this house is upside down. This is off right. Well, this is the only one that's actually right.
Show them me.
This one right here, if I want this fan to work, I have to turn this switch down. Okay, and if you look at it, that says off. If you look at it now, it says no instead of on. This one right here, it says no instead of on. They have their switches backwards and upside down. That makes the light work outside. The other one, this one makes the fan work in here, which he gave me permission to hang fans, and I saved his parts. Actually, they're right up there. Is the parts that I took down and I will replace and put back up. I just want to document this, that's all. Because I don't think we've caused them any problems. And they've done nothing but harass us ever since day one. Anybody that could help us or guide me in the right direction? Riley, this is my daughter Riley. She's 4 years old.
And my sister is at school.
Yes, her name is Julie. And we live here, the 4 of us. And we don't really give anybody any problems. So here's another picture that we hung. But we asked for permission before we hung anything. My wife hung some angels up there that my mom made for us. And there was already a nail there. My wife was Nurse of the Year for 2015. Here she is in the Bristol newspaper, Bristol Herald newspaper. Wellmont Health Services awarded Carmen Schenker 2015 Nurse of the Year. There's a certificate. So, I mean, we're not bad people. I work hard every day. I try and do the right thing. You know, I don't do anything wrong. Here's some family pictures. But in ending, just so this way it's documented. You know, and they want me to keep this thermostat on 100% of the time. Which the thermostat isn't a bad thermostat. We had the same thermostat in our old house. I don't think the thermostat is bad. I just think the coil needs to be cleaned. That's all. And that's all I suggested to them. And if I find out that that's a video surveillance camera, then somebody's going to be in big trouble. Because they shouldn't have that in here. They shouldn't. We are renting from them. We pay our rent on time. We don't cause any problems. We don't drink alcohol. We don't do any drugs. I don't understand the issues. My name is Robert Schenker. I moved here 3.5 years ago with my daughters and my wife, Carmen. And we rented from one guy for 2 years, which I explained earlier. And then we moved here. And ever since day one, I get yelled at if I go out on my own patio and smoke a cigarette outside the house. I never smoked inside this house. I've never smoked inside the house I owned, my own home in Florida. And I would never smoke inside my own home because I think it's kind of nasty. You know, I think smoking is nasty, but I do it. But I actually, you know, do respect myself, and I do respect their property. But it's Larry Leonard and Michelle Leonard on 6th Street in Bristol, Tennessee. There are landlords, I would say. We pay them $650 a month. We've never given them any issues. We're trying to find another place as soon as we can to get away from them. But if I were you, I would suggest definitely not ever renting from them, because they lie to you straight to your face. On many occasions, she comes over with a new contract every month that she won't give me copies of. Not yet, she hasn't. I have a rental agreement that is right here. And in this rental agreement, 1-year contract, signed for 12 months. Okay. Larry Leonard, Robert and Carmen Schenker, 2138 6th Street. The 13th, late charge will be charged of $8 on the 13th. And any dishonored check will be an additional $30. We've never been late, never been charged $8. We've never disrespected their property. We gave them a deposit of $650, which we think I'll get back. Here is our signature, receipt of the agreement. And I bet on all of these things.
Show them these flowers.
Everything, Riley, please. Say everything is no driving across the lawn to exit. No, 2 adults, 2 children, 4 people. These were the stipulations, everything. You can slow it down or pause it and read it. This is the first page. Hold on, here. He cuts the grass for us. He wouldn't let me cut the grass. I asked him, but that's cool. I don't mind that at all. But, just a heads up. I appreciate, those are my Riley's flowers. My little princess. I got those for her from her mommy's work. And those ones too. This video is a very serious video. It's getting harassed by the landlords constantly. And I mean, I can't even walk out of my house without getting yelled at. Like, and the lady, I don't know what I did to her. I've never done anything to disrespect her or disrespect him. I've only asked to help them. He just flipped out on me because I took a picture of the air handler because I was going to send it to Florida to my buddy that owns an air conditioning company because they can find out through the serial number how old the unit is. She informed me the other day, and my wife also, Carmen, she said 10 years old. 10 years old? 10 years old, she said. I don't believe it's 10 years old. I believe it's a little older than that. But they won't let me check on it. They are all about me not checking on anything. They don't want me to catch them in anything. But so this is all over me smoking a cigarette on the patio. And I throw it in my cigarette butt tray that I showed you. And I've never thrown a cigarette on the lawn or anything. This is documented the 3rd day of August, 2015. And I thank you very much for taking your time to listen to this video. But in your best interest, please don't ever rent from Larry Leonard or Michelle Leonard. You'll have nothing but problems. It's very disturbing to have someone like that. And I've heard that they've had multiple renters in the last 10 years. They've had at least 8. And I get letters for probably 7 to 9 different people that, you know, could be other people, but I don't know. I get letters all the time here for all kinds of different people and notices on my door and everything. Nothing to us, to previous renters that used to rent here. But thank you for taking your time this 3rd day of August 2015. Have a great day.